Hey guys, I'm Mike Yarbrough. I'm the founder of Rustic in Maine, and before we jump into this video to talk about how to use our ring sizing tools, I just wanted to say thank you. Thanks so much for allowing us to be a part of some significant event in your life. Maybe it's a wedding, maybe it's an anniversary, whatever it is, we really don't take it for granted. We really are honored that we get a chance to create something that's unique for you, that you connect with, that you find meaning in. That's exactly what we wanted to do when we created Rustic in Maine, and it really just means a lot to us. Every day we make rings that go out and people share their stories about how they connected and what they found meaningful with them, and then they tell the stories about friends asking about what is this ring made of, and the story about, is it whiskey barrel, is it elk antler, whatever the case is. It's just really cool, guys, and we just really appreciate you being our customer. Now, before I dive deeper into how to use these guys, let me say a little bit about sizing, particularly for us, but even for getting rings in general. Our rings are actually comfort fit, and what that means, and I know ring sizing is probably new for a lot of you, what comfort fit means is that the inside edges of the ring, the part that touches the finger, are actually beveled. And we do that so that the ring slides on and off more easily. Plus it looks more attractive, but it just makes sense in terms of ring design. But it does change how the rings are sized on a mandrel. So if you go to a jeweler, even if you tell them that the rings are comfort fit, they don't always know exactly what that means or know how to size for that exactly. So we found these little sizers to be incredibly accurate. Actually, they have a less than 1% fail rate. And so we always recommend that you guys get these things. The other thing I want to say is this: you are responsible for giving us your ring size. And we will make the size that you provide, but obviously we can't determine what size you are. As much as we would like to, based on how the ring fits or in millimeters or anything like that. We need a good ring size, but we want this to be a really good experience for you guys. We want to make sure that there are no bumps in the road in terms of getting a ring from us. I know sometimes it's wedding season and you guys can be busy doing 100 other things. We don't want this to be one of the hangups. So the best way to get a ring sizer from us is really straightforward. When you order a ring, there's an option on the page where you would normally put your ring size to simply say, send me a ring sizer. And we'll get one of these things in the mail to you, usually within the next day or so. And the clock already starts ticking, your place in line is set, and so you don't have to worry about getting the size back to us like immediately. But as soon as you get that size to us, we're going to put that on your order, and as soon as we can, we'll start working on your ring with the size that you've provided. Now, if we've made any mistakes, let's say we're supposed to make a 10 and we made a 10 1/4 or something like that, which rarely happens. We triple check these things. We will fix it for free. But if in case you ask for a 10, we made a 10, but you really needed a 9 1/2, there is a resizing fee for that. And just so you know, we can actually go up in size, 1/4 of a size. We can go down about a half size, maybe a little bit more, but up 1/4 of a size, down a half size with your rings. Other than that, we have an exchange option as well. And so simply email us if you have any questions. Okay, so on to these little sizers. I'm going to show you guys a more detailed video of how this thing works, but I just wanted you to be familiar with kind of the concept here. So in the envelope here, you'll get a little plastic sizer. You don't have to send these things back to us, and they're really straightforward, really simple to use. You're just going to make a circle out of it. It's basically like a zip tie with numbers. And get the sizer to about the size that you want, and make sure it's nice and circular, which it should be. When you're putting it on and off, you don't want to squeeze it, you don't want to pinch it or anything like that. You just want it to slide on and off fairly easily, but also be snug if possible. So get it close to the size that you think you should be, and then slide it on the finger. And when you get it onto the finger there, you can tighten it down a little bit more. You don't want to cut off any circulation or anything like that. But now, guys, this is really important. Make sure you can slide the thing back off. Some people have larger knuckles, and so you get the ring where the ring feels tight on the meaty part of the finger here. It actually doesn't come off, and so make sure you can slide the thing on and off. And you want to try this actually a couple times during the day. I would recommend trying this in the morning, in the lunch, and sometime in the evening, because our fingers do change size throughout the day. Not much, but it maybe depend on climate, maybe depend on diet and stuff like that. You may notice some changes that you want to account for. So there may be parts of the day where your ring feels looser and parts of the day where your ring feels tighter, and that's totally normal. It's just part of ring life. That's just what you got to deal with. So, and like I said, I know a lot of these things are new for you, especially if you've never worn a ring, and it may even just feel strange to have a ring on your finger. The cool thing about these sizers too is that they already account for the comfort fit just because of the size they are, the thinness of the band, and so you don't really have to worry about like adjusting for comfort comfort fit, quarter size, a half size down, that kind of stuff. So that's it for this segment. I'm going to take you guys to another part of the video where I'm going to show this in more detail, and you guys will get to see how the numbers actually work and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see the sizer here, and you see it's just a piece of plastic, basically a zip tie with numbers on it. And one of the things that people have a hard time with these is that it's difficult to tell when you get into the higher numbers what number we're actually reading. So keep in mind, one of the things that you can see here is that the numbers actually align to the left of the little tick marks. So as you can see, 17 is a great place to start from. 17 is actually, this is 17, not 17 and a half, and it's actually aligned with the to the left of this little mark right here. And so as you're kind of working your way down, you get down to the numbers like 10, the 0 is actually on the 10 mark, and then you got 10 and a half at this little point here, and then you got 11 right there, if that makes sense. So that's how you read these guys. Other than that, you can certainly take a picture, send it to us, and we'll tell you what the size is that you're looking at. Now the way you use these is pretty straightforward. Make a circle here, so that the arrow is pointing at the number that you think you are. Now I know that I'm about a 10, so what I would do is I would just kind of put this on my finger as about an 11 and a half or so, see what that feels like, and make sure I can slide that on and off as well. I'm doing this around the camera, so this is difficult for me. But that's a little bit too loose. That would actually slide off pretty easily, and you do want it to be more snug than that. So I'd actually tighten it up a little bit more. So there I am at the 10 mark, so that is a 10. As you guys can see, there's a little tick mark on top of the 0, that's a 10. Slide it on, and as you can see from me, it kind of pinches into the meat just a little bit, partly because I've been wearing a ring for the last 20 some odd years. Well, actually no, I gotta say it right, 22 years, wife. That's how many years we've been married, lady. I know. So, but it also slides off and on pretty easily, right? That's exactly what you guys want to see when you're doing this. And another thing that you can always do, if you're really concerned about getting the exact size, you can send this guy back to us if you want to in the mail, and we will use this to craft your ring. Not necessary, because we will just tell us what the number is, but if you're really concerned about it, you can always just send it back to us just like this, and we will make a ring for you at that exact size. Okay, hopefully that was helpful, and we look forward to making something really unique for you. Take care.